The following is an exclusive presentation of Jesup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
And good morning to you. You're listening to the Big Dog, WIFO FM in Jesup, 105.5. When your FM dial, Bob, it is a Tuesday morning, isn't it?
It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. We had off yesterday. Today is the 15th day of October, about halfway through the month. And it's now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by Nips Car Wash, located on Highway 301 South in Jesup, just past McDonald's. They're on the left-hand side. And also brought to you by Murphy Builder Supply, located on Northeast Broad Street in downtown Jesup.
It's 3 days since that disaster on Saturday in Athens.
And I see you got your black Georgia cap on. Does that mean that you're in mourning?
I'm still in shock.
First of all, how do we score that low of points? How do we turn the ball over so many times? How do we miss a 43-yard field goal?
Just one of those days.
I mean, it was just like if anything could go wrong that day, it did.
I just don't understand the play calling. I mean, if you watch that game, South Carolina's defensive line was beating our offensive line all day long. We just kept running against it all day long and continue to get 0 yards. Can we do something else? Why do you want to keep on putting a round hole into a square peg? I mean, I don't understand it. If it doesn't work, and it doesn't work, and it doesn't work, there's other plays.
You've got a lot of other options out there.
What were they doing? I mean, continually ran in the line, no gain, in the line, no gain, in the line. No
you don't have Herschel back there, you know. You got to open it up a little bit.
I didn't understand it. But
heaven knows, but we can sit here and talk about it, mourn about it. But we got to put it behind us and move forward. And but it's just one of those. It's just one of those. It's just one of those losses that just hurts, you know, to Notre Dame or to Florida or to Alabama or to LSU, but South Carolina. It's just.
You're a 20.
Hurts.
You're a 20.
You're a 20-point favorite
at home, and you lay an egg. It's called a laying egg. That's what it's called.
It is.
But like I say it all the time. I mean, Kirby said it best. I mean, the turnover ratio. When you lose the turnover ratio 4-0, you lose the ball game, and that's what they did. I mean, the turnovers just killed us. So
it did.
But I
turnovers will kill you.
Still would like to see Rodrigo go out there and kick that field goal. I don't know why they tried to run a play with Hate Say, but he said that they do it every day. That sometimes they do it with 6 seconds. They practice that. They thought they'd get some more yards. So they get the illegal shift and pushes them out of field goal range at regulation, so they don't try the 55-yard field goal. I still would have tried the 55. I would have said to Rodrigo, you're the best kicker in America. Go out there and kick it.
Yeah.
What they got to lose?
Yeah. What do you got to lose?
They said, they're worried about them running it back like they did in the Auburn, Alabama. I mean, chances of that are slim and none.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Just a lot of questions, a lot of frustration, but like I said, got to move on. Get rid of Kentucky. The Florida game becomes very huge now. That'll be a fun ball game in Jacksonville, both teams with one loss. So,
I saw the LSU just whooped up on them.
Still got a chance to win the SEC. You still got a chance to get the championship game, so a lot to play for.
Well, with LSU beating up on Florida like that, and both of us having that one loss, that really helped Georgia's cause after losing to South Carolina. But, we'll see what happens. But we do have a guest in here this morning. We don't want to ignore her. She's sitting there saying, hey, I'm over here. Molly, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, from DDA, Downtown Development Authority. She heads that up there, and they got all kind of stuff going on with the city of Jesup. Tell us what's happening.
Well, we are just a little less than 2 weeks out now from Arch Fest. Our 17th annual Arch Fest will be on Saturday, October 26th in downtown Jesup. We are planning a big festival. We've got all of our vendors lined up. We've got we're going to have kids' activities, the inflatables, pumpkin painting. That's always a big favorite. The Chamber's been gracious enough. They're going to man that for us this year. We have a big day planned, and it'll begin at 10 o'clock that Saturday, a week from this Saturday, on Saturday, October 26th. We have a live entertainment lined up all day. It'll kick off at 10 a.m. and last until about, the live entertainment, the local entertainment will last until about 4 p.m. And then we are planning a concert that evening featuring Lance Stinson.
Okay, so what time does Lance begin in downtown
He will
Jesup?
begin at 8.
At 8 o'clock. Is that going to be over
Yep.
on Walnut?
It will be. The stage this year for all the entertainment will be located right there in front of the arch, since it is Arch Fest, so it'll be right there at the fountain, adjacent to the train depot.
So, you're used to kind of seeing the entertainment on the middle of Cherry Street there in downtown Jesup. Folks, the stage is moved now in front of the arch
It
over
will
there
be.
next to the train depot and the fountain.
Yes, and the majority of our vendors will also be located on Walnut Street this year as well. We will use some of Macon Street, but we just shifted one street over from Cherry to Walnut. So
Okay.
I think it'll be nice. Walnut's a beautiful street, and with the arch right there, we just thought it made sense.
Does make sense. And Bob, you were mentioning to her when I come in about the scarecrow.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
everybody's complimentary. Jonathan was worried about the rain. Would it affect, you just want to make sure the judges judged it before they got wet.
The
Yes.
scarecrows among us.
Yes, we did. We had out of town judges come in yesterday, on Columbus Day and go around and judge our scarecrows. It was very difficult for them. They had a hard time because there are some really good ones, but we do have the winners, and those will be announced at Arch Fest.
Okay.
And that's cash prizes, right?
It is cash prizes for each category. So
When during Arch Fest will the winners be announced?
they will be announced. I think it's 3:15. So right
3:15.
before the end of the entertainment.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, sounds good. I'm glad that
Yeah.
they were able to get in and get these scarecrows judged before we got the rain. We desperately needed the rain,
Yes,
and we
we
need some
did.
more rain. So hopefully it'll continue on for a day or two.
I know. Maybe it'll bring some cooler weather. It was
Well,
a little
today-
hot yesterday.
Yeah, today's supposed to be upper 70s, and tomorrow's supposed to be upper 70 near 80, and so getting into my kind of temperatures here.
Yeah, I know. Some real fall weather for Arch Fest.
Yeah, hopefully so. We'll have some good weather for Arch Fest coming up, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. So take us through the itinerary of the day. A person says Arch Fest. This is how many years now?
17.
17 years of Arch Fest, because I remember I was on the first two Arch Fest committees way back when.
Okay.
And getting the whole thing planned and getting it going. And passed it over to younger folks now. And so tell us when it starts, what will be going on all day long, and what people can expect from all aspects, from the crafts, the kids, to entertainment, the whole thing.
Yep.
Just paint a picture for folks.
Well, we will have vendors from all over the Southeast that will be set up. They'll have a variety of different arts and crafts and merchandise, all kinds, everything you could look for. And then we also will, like I said, we'll have pumpkin painting for kids, bingo. They do senior bingo in the morning, and then bingo for everybody else after lunch. Miss Shirlene Armstrong and the A team, they're gonna man the bingo tent for us this year, so they'll be doing bingo for us. There will also be food, lots of great food. Nangs, of course, will be there with their egg rolls. We've got a couple of food trucks coming in from the area, so there'll be a little something for everybody.
Okay. And the kids?
And the kids, yep, there will be all the inflatables.
And where will they be set up?
They will be set up on Macon Street.
Okay.
So,
All right.
yep.
On Macon Street. So it's just entire day, and it's free.
It is free.
For all
Everything.
we got listeners all in counties all around us, so it is free. So
That's
we invite
right.
all the counties around us to come on in for Arch Fest, because the entire festival all day long, free.
It is free. Everything is free. The pumpkin painting is free. Bingo's free. The only thing there's really a charge for is if you want to buy something, you want to eat, or the inflatables. There will be a charge for the kids.
Okay, what about the Lance Stinson concert at 8 o'clock?
It will be completely free as well.
Okay.
It's something we wanted to do and incorporate with Arch Fest this year and provide for the community. So it'll be free as well.
You know he's going to be playing that song of his, Autumn.
I know. Yeah, we're
Autumn High
excited
River,
about
yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's a popular song here in Southeast Georgia.
It is. It's really been a big hit. So we're excited to have him.
Okay. Bob, questions or comments for Molly this morning concerning anything with DDA?
There's a barbecue golf taking place. What happened to that?
The barbecue contest has not happened for the past several years.
Yeah.
It used to be done by the Rotary Club, and I think it was always a struggle for them to get people to enter, and a lot of times Archfest falls on the same day as some big Georgia-Florida cook-off competition that happens in Florida that a lot of people go to around here. I don't cook barbecue, so I don't know. But I think they just had a struggle getting people to come in, and they decided not to do it anymore. And we hadn't found anybody that wanted to pick it up. But if there was an organization out there that wanted to do that, we would be open to have it.
Yeah. And it was a struggle to get people to enter, and of course you had to get judges in from Florida, and being in Rotary several years ago, there was a big cook-off that you were talking about the same weekend, and so but there's so much else going on during Archfest. It's just a fantastic festival to feature downtown Jesup and get folks to go down there to see the beautiful downtown that we have. We are fortunate here in Jesup, having a small town like this that is vibrant, that is growing. Most of the shops are all filled up. You don't see that in a lot of small towns in the South or anywhere. You can just drive around and see them. The downtown area's got empty stores everywhere, but we're vibrant downtown.
That's right. We are very, very blessed. Like you said, we don't have a big vacancy rate. Most of the time when one of something unfortunately closes or decides to relocate, usually it fills pretty quickly. So we are very blessed.
Okay. All right, Archfest, once again, coming up on what date?
October 26th, Saturday, October 26th. I do want to thank our sponsors really quickly. Our strategic partners for DDA are Omaha Federal Credit Union, Interstate Credit Union, Murphy Builder Supply, Rainier Advanced Materials, Sinatronics, State Farm, David Earl Keith, Wayne County Board of Tourism, Wayne County Chamber of Commerce, Wayne County Industrial Development Authority, and Wayne Memorial Hospital. And then we have sponsors for Archfest itself, and those are Hospice of South Georgia, EAM Corporation, Jesup Insurance Agency, Marshland Credit Union, Magnolia Grove Medical Spa, Prime South Bank, Satilla REMC, and Wayne Obstetrics and Gynecology. So we definitely want to thank them. We couldn't do all of this without our sponsors. So
okay, good. We'll see you next week
yes,
for our
sir.
final wrap-up before the Archfest coming up on the 26th, and we look forward to a great festival once again.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO. More of the world-famous Butch and Bob Show in a minute.
Here's your WIFO forecast. Hi, good morning. Showers likely, slight chance of thunderstorms, east wind at 5 to 10, highs upper 70s. Showers, slight chance of evening thunder, then showers likely overnight, upper 60s. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, 50% chance of showers, slight chance of thunderstorms, upper 70s. Thursday, turning sunny, highs low 70s. Friday, sunshine, highs mid 70s. Georgia meteorologist John Weatherby in the GNN Weather Center.
Family fun for everyone at Popple Farms in Odom. Friday and Saturday nights from 5 until 10 p.m. It's the Flashlight Maze and great farm attractions. Saturday, 10 until 5, it's the Maze, Pumpkin Patch, lots of great food, and over 20 attractions. Sunday afternoon, noon until 5, check out the Maze, the Pumpkin Patch, as well as 20 great attractions. Children 4 to 11, $13. Adults, $15. Group rates available. Great fun for everyone now through October 27th at Popple Farms in Odom. Go to Tank Road on Highway 341 and follow the signs.
And speaking of Popple Farms, I'll be giving away a couple of free passes to Popple Farms. You can enjoy those daytime activities and the maze and all that kind of good stuff. And also, I'll be giving away a family 4-pack to Wild Adventures. All that coming up between 8:30 and 9. And at 9 o'clock, we've got the DNR Rangers coming in, probably Randy and Bob, and Bob White, not this Bob, and talk about from the Department of Natural Resources, and talk about the hunting season, which begins for most everybody this Saturday for deer. And we look forward to having the Rangers in here 9 o'clock going to 10:30 based on how much information they have and the questions that come in. So if you have any questions at all that you'd like to ask the DNR Rangers, you get ready. You can call them in or text them in starting at 9 a.m. right here on 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio, our annual DNR show. All right, Bob. My phone's ringing, but it's in my pocket. Nobody calls me this early in the morning except from telemarketers. Oh, boy. All right. 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO FM. Good victory by the Yellow Jackets on Friday night.
Yeah, big win. Got a good game this coming Friday night. Should be fun. South Effingham, 6-1. Wayne County 5-1. Both 1-0 in region play. Again, they got that new coach came down from Lee County, offense coordinator, now the head coach at South Effingham, and they said it's going to be an exciting atmosphere. So they got a bunch of Harleys coming in for the pregame. They come in on Harleys, so that'll be fun.
They do.
That's what they said last night.
They have people coming in Harleys on the game.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be
South Effingham does.
It's supposed to be a wild atmosphere down there. Is what they say. So
okay,
look forward to it. Should be fun.
Okay.
Well, it takes place Friday night down there in Guyton, South Effingham.
Up there in Guyton. Up. Yep. Not down. Up. That's what we say about north. North is up. Yeah, north is up. Yeah, so South Effingham this coming Friday night, and then the following week New Hampstead at home, and then Ware County on the road, and then we got to do that makeup game after that, don't we? Or do we have to do a makeup game comes before the Ware County game, right?
Wait, makeup game's November 1st.
Yeah.
Before the Ware County game.
Yeah. Usually we have a bye before Ware County, but we've done the makeup game was against Richmond Hill, and we had a little old hurricane coming through.
They just beat Brunswick by 30 last Friday night. So.
Oh wow.
It'll be an interesting game over at Richmond Hill.
Yeah.
But this will be a fun game Friday night. Like I said, apparently it's all offense. They don't have any much defense. They got a kid to transfer from Calvary Day, good running back, committed to Vanderbilt. They got an offensive lineman committed to NC State. Got some other players that colleges are looking at. So should be a good, fun ball game. But Wayne County should go down there and take care of business and get ready to play for the region championship against Ware County in a couple weeks.
Okay. All right. And as we were just talking about our dogs taking it on the chin Saturday, see how they rebound this Saturday against Kentucky. They're at home.
6 p.m. They set the time at 6.
Okay. And see Georgia Tech this weekend is going to be at Miami, taking on Miami Hurricanes. And Georgia Southern is having homecoming this coming Saturday, October 19th, taking on Coastal Carolina. So all the Southern fans will be up there having a good old time at homecoming this Saturday in Statesboro. And, of course, all the Georgia Southern games can be heard right here on 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO. Well, tell us about the Jaguars this weekend.
Disappointing. Minshew played awful.
Played awful, huh?
No offense. He's got, the Saints to 13 points. You should win, but they didn't. They scored 6.
How was Jacksonville favored over New Orleans? I don't understand that, and some other folks didn't either. Listening to our AM 1370, the Buzz Fox Sports Radio, our AM station.
I don't know. You have to talk to those people in Vegas. They know something we don't know, but it was hard to figure why Jacksonville would be favored over the Saints. So.
Somebody's trying to send us text messages, but I can't get into it anymore. It comes up, and you got to put in a password, and I have no idea what the password is. So sorry, I can't read your text messages. I don't know how I'm going to do it this morning. I don't have no idea how to get in text messages anymore. I try to get into it, and it asks for a login and a password. I don't have no idea what the password is. Usually you just go right on there, and it comes on. So I don't know what I'm going to do about text messages this morning. Can't get on there anymore. Oh, well. All right. Let's see here. So we talked about the football there, and Falcons. They played this weekend. How did they do?
They got beat by Arizona by 1 point.
1 point.
The Falcons' defense is just awful.
Awful, huh?
I can't understand why. I mean, Dan Quinn's supposed to be a defensive coach, but their defense is pretty bad. So I don't know if he's going to survive. We look for the Falcons to make a coaching change at the end of the season.
Okay.
I don't think he's going to survive.
You know, what, the defensive coach?
No, the head coach.
Oh, the head coach.
Yeah, I think he's on his way out.
Being out the door. Arthur Blank says, here's the door.
Arthur Blank's paying too much money to watch this on Sunday, so he's not a happy camper. So.
Well, I don't blame him. I wouldn't be a happy camper either when you're paying out that much. You got that much talent, nothing's happening.
We'll get Jonathan to start the Dan Quinn, hiredanquinn.com.
Well, he's been pretty successful with the managers of the Braves.
I'm surprised he hasn't started the Georgia Tech fire him. Tech's just awful too. Good Lord. Hate to be a Tech fan. I mean, he got beat by 18 at Duke. They got no offense.
No offense
at all.
No. Well,
they can't score a point. I mean, it's just sad to watch.
Yeah. Well, yeah, someone wants to know this is to you, Bob, what the heck happened to Georgia? I don't think they're playing up to par. Bob, make a phone call.
Nothing to do. I said it was just frustrating. I mean, you can't lose at home to South Carolina.
It was just favored by 20.
You just can't do it. But it happens. Like I said, the turnovers didn't help. The fumble was a big thing. The interceptions, 2 of them weren't really his fault. I mean, the one fumble, one interception overtime was right in the guy's hands. He just let it go right through his hand, right into the defender's hands. But like I said, the thing that was frustrating watching that game was we kept trying to run against South Carolina's defensive line, and there was nowhere to go. But we kept on running it, running into a brick wall. And, you think somebody would say, quit running that same play.
Yeah.
It's not working.
Let's try a little bit, because,
let's do something different.
Open it up a little bit.
How about a reverse? Let Jake Fromm throw it. Let's go. Open it up. But they didn't. Just kept running it like they had all day. But it was frustrating to watch. But, they lost to LSU last year, and that was a wake-up call. We got the championship game. So I said the big game, they got a tough schedule down the road there. They got to play Florida, Auburn. Missouri's the team that nobody's talking about that's playing really well. They lost the early game. They had lost then. So
they hadn't.
Missouri's going to be a tough game as well. So they're going to have a lot. Missouri's going to have a lot to say who wins the SEC East. They're still in the hunt as well. So everybody's talking about Georgia, Florida, but, keep an eye out for Missouri because they got some talent and they can play. So they're going to be a factor in that SEC East as well. But the key for Georgia is, like I said, win out, get in that championship game. Get that championship game, you're going to play either LSU or Alabama, who still has to play each other in November. So that's going to be a great game to watch. But all these teams got to play each other eventually. So But the problem is, Clemson doesn't look like they're going to lose a game.
They're not going to lose a game.
Ohio State may not lose a game. Oklahoma may not lose a game. So there's only going to be one SEC team getting in, and that's who wins the conference championship.
Right.
So that's where you got to get. You got to get there and win that ball game.
Got to do it.
The reason it's so disappointing, the expectations are so high.
And that's, I think that's, and I agree with the person who texted that in right there. It doesn't seem like Georgia's living up to its potential. When you're sitting there for about 3 years in a row with one of the top 3-4 recruiting classes, sometimes second, and you've got all that talent out there, and you're supposed to have all those great coaches, you would expect Georgia to be doing more, be a better team than they are right now, with all that talent. As you've always said, it's about the Jimmy and Joes, not the X's and O's. Well, we've got the Jimmy and Joes.
Well, we're in the conversation. We've been there. But I said it was funny. Somebody texted in. It was funny. They said, "When I die, give me 2 Braves fans, 2 Falcons fans, 2 Georgia fans. They can let me down one more time." So, it's been the curse of the state of Georgia. It's just sad. So. That's the thing. We've been let down time and time again. National championship games still, double-digit lead. The last couple times we played Alabama, we had double-digit lead. So, hopefully we'll get back, play them again, or play LSU and get to that championship game. But a lot of, that Florida-Georgia game is going to be the knockdown, drag-out affair. That's going to be anybody's ball game. So, it's going to be fun to see how how we play against those guys. But like I say, Georgia. The injury bug's starting to hit Georgia. Arian couldn't play because he had back spasms. Cager, the wide receiver, was out of the ball game with an injury. Some of the offensive linemen have been injured, so the injuries are starting to pile up. Hudson Mason, a former Georgia quarterback, was on a show yesterday. He has his own radio show. He said early in the year he thought Georgia would lose 2 games. He thought that the receiving core that was depleted last year and this new receiving core, although they're talented, he says they just don't have the rapport with Jake Fromm that he had with Miko Hardman, all those guys. So he says some of the time you can just see the timing's off. Fromm expects the receiver to be one place and the receiver runs a different route. And the communication between he and this new receiving core isn't where it should be at this point in the season. So he just
think it would be, though.
You would think.
You got me in
I
practice
They
since
work
the
all the
summer.
time, right? So, and the quarterback can't do anything about it. I mean, like I said, he threw the pass right to the guy, went right through his arms into the defender. So, I mean, you can't do anything about that if you're a quarterback. I mean, that's frustrating. But the pick six on the sidelines, I mean, it looked like to me it got deflected. I mean, Jake Fromm was trying to throw that pass out of bounds, and it got deflected, and this defender just picked it off and took it to the house. So, but I said Rodrigo's mainly automatic. Missed that field goal at the end. Can't, that's the thing about it. They're not automatic. So, but it was just hard to watch. I said Georgia just, nobody expected Georgia to lose that ball game. Nobody had them losing that ball game. So, but as they say, that's why they play the games. Will Muschamp gets a big win. But it just seems like this whole season, before the season began, Kirby said they weren't going to be conservative. They're going to be wide open.
Right.
But during the course of this year, already you can see it's still conservative football, just like the Notre Dame game. They had 4th and 1 down at Notre Dame's 20-yard line. Instead of going for it on 4th and 1 with the big rest, they keep saying we got the greatest offensive line in history of football.
Yeah.
Why don't you go for 1 yard and get a touchdown and end the ball game? No, we kicked the field goal, and Notre Dame has a chance to win the game. At the end, luckily we stopped the drive. But so it just seems like what they said was going to happen isn't what they're doing. It still looks like it's very conservative football.
Maybe they see that in practice. What you just mentioned before is the fact that the passing game is not where it needs to be.
I don't see why it shouldn't be. I mean, Jake Fromm's one of the best quarterbacks. I mean, Tim Tebow says the problem with Georgia is they won't let Jake Fromm fling it. He said if Jake Fromm's the best quarterback in the country, and why they won't let him fling it over and over and over again is just mind-boggling to him. He says until Georgia gets the reins off Jake Fromm and lets him run the offense and fling it all over the field, they're not going to be successful. And that's coming from Tim Tebow, a diehard Gator.
I know.
He was high on.
He
was high on Jake Fromm, but he said that's the problem. He's been saying it for 3 weeks.
Wow.
That Georgia's too conservative on offense. They need to open it up and let Jake Fromm fling it all over the field.
Okay.
So maybe they will down the stretch.
We'll find out. Well, Bob,
they need to do that in Jacksonville because if they play conservative against Dan Mullen and the Gators, it's going to be a long day.
Yeah. Well, hopefully.
But I'm still a believer. Go Dogs.
All right. You've been listening to the world famous Butch and Bob Show as Bob and I have been mourning our Georgia Bulldogs loss to them Gamecocks. Maybe they'll pick it back up. Hopefully they'll pick it back up against Kentucky this weekend. All right, world famous Butch and Bob Show brought to you by Murphy Builder Supply, located on Northeast Broad Street in downtown Jesup, just down from the Big Red Caboose where the builders buy.
The world famous Butch and Bob Show.